Hey YouTube, this is Ben Gessel. How's it going? So that show I was mentioning earlier in an earlier video about Martin Mull, it was Fernwood Tonight. So I believe the show is called Fernwood Tonight. And so all you guys that are eh, middling in years to a bit older, well, some of you guys probably have seen that show before, or at least, yeah, it's it's a '70s show, so it's not all that old, but it's yeah. Anyway, just this is kind of a general kind of vlog thing, and you know, I had some other kinds of things I wanted to talk about, but maybe a little bit later. But just visiting my parents, and we had general conference for my church, which was good. It's there's always 5 sessions, and I generally manage to make it to at least 2 or 3 of them. Um, I'm rarely able to make it to all 5 of them. Uh, anyway, they should be actually now on YouTube if you guys ever wanted to check them out. And it's Church Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints General Conference. Yeah, they're all on YouTube. Anyway, there's some other thoughts I had here. I've been watching a bit of. Well, there's a channel I've been watching more recently. It's called Reactistan. Again, it's Reactistan. Sorry, can't leave. So Reactistan. So react, and then they add a stand at the very end. And it's kind of involves people from Pakistan, mainly, thereabouts, up in the mountains of Pakistan more. So, like, closer on to the mountainy areas up north, Pakistan. Kind of. Maybe just other places too. But they try different foods. It's pretty cool. And one of these guys actually has a YouTube channel now. Pierre, I'm not sure what his last name is. And it's very interesting. Um, he's the first person I've ever heard of from Baluchistan, which is this area apparently that's where Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran meet. Yeah. And I know about the areas in Iran and Pakistan that have Baluchi people, but I guess yeah, that there's a little bit of Afghanistan that has that. You know. Anyway, it's one of those. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, more or less. So, but yeah, I have never seen anybody from on YouTube from that place, that area, and it's just I'd recommend checking it out. When you guys have time. Pierre's a really good guy. We just don't hear much from that area of the world. We really don't. In my entire life, entire life, I've only known maybe let's see, one person from Afghanistan. Only one from Afghanistan. I've met some people from Pakistan. Pakistan's a bit more. There's a lot of different tribes there, of course. And then Iran, I've met at least several, but nobody from Baluchistan. So it's anyway. Um, Other stuff here going on. So it's a cool channel. I really need to make a video about what I've been watching because I have been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, of course. I do mean a lot of stuff. Yeah, and finding that it's not, I don't know if my tastes are changing so much. It's like, of course, I have a lot of stuff in my watch later playlist. Yeah, a lot of seeing this a lot of stuff, but it's kind of like I've noticed over the last little while, since I had a whole bunch of stuff on my watch later at least, that I started out watching a fair bit of conspiracy theory stuff, mixed with some music stuff, mixed with mm, some nutrition stuff maybe, and it's kind of um, kind of been more the Tony Spera supernatural thing, somewhat more recently, not super recently, mixed with um, oh, I'm finding that the stuff that I want to watch, that I put on the watch later playlist, basically, it's far more interesting even than Tony Spera stuff. It tends to grab my attention more, so I tend to want to watch it more than the earlier stuff. So I have to go back and have to just delete stuff I'm not going to watch. But there are still some really good material. It's kind of a hit and miss. I don't know. You guys told me about your watch later um, stuff, how you handle that stuff. Because if you have videos on there for a long time and you don't move it to a different playlist, you just don't get rid of it. I mean, it can kind of get annoying. It's just sitting there, not doing anything there. you know. Um, a few other things maybe. So yeah, like owning a house, man. I tell you what. So my parents just had their water heater broke or something like that. So they were able to mop up the water, I think, okay. There wasn't a whole lot that came out, and it was in the garage. It wasn't anything below the garage, which is nice. Man, man alive. Like you need to be pretty well off, I think, in order to have your own house. And because I mean, like when this stuff happens, oh my gosh. And so I think that they were kind of expecting it. Just, I don't know. Man, I want to help them out. I can, but I don't know. Just keep this in mind, folks. Uh, Stuff like appliances, man. When they break down, it can royally suck, depending on what's going on. Anyway, so I'm kind of trying to help out my parents as best I can. I've got to repair my Roland digital piano. I'm also waiting. Um, shouldn't be all that bad. It's just that it's a Roland F-120 and the fuse where you stick the power cable in. Something happened with the that whole deal inside the piano, so that the power wasn't working anymore. So I'm getting that fixed. It should be ready to go. I think by sometime this week. I would think. Anyway, it should be all that much. It'd be like 300 maybe. A little bit of chunk of change, but so. Oh geez, what else is going on? Also hopefully got a new student, adult student. This is gonna be an online lesson strictly from way over in New York City. I'm gonna try helping this lady with left hand stuff for piano. We'll see how it goes. You never know how these things go. Just do your best. I've been working on a fantasy suite for piano that's actually just about done as far as all the rough draft sketch work. And I continue to find this to be the case. And I've mentioned this to my other students in the past, that that the two hardest types of music to write is music that is particularly dark and evil sounding, and because it's always a question of how evil can you get it to sound, right? how dark and sinister and evil and demonic and hellish and whatever you want to use, whatever words you want to use to describe the most vile kind of music you could think of without bad lyrics, just harmonically and rhythmically and just that feeling of descending into the depths of hell, kind of thing. Obviously, half steps come to mind. Descending half steps, sure, by minors or other stuff, augmented and harmonic stuff, I don't know, all that stuff, dissonant stuff. Some people like to say whole tone, but like whole tone is yeah. I don't know. Anyway, and then of course, in addition to dark stuff, it's heavenly music, writing music that's extremely heavenly. So really hellish or heavenly, those two extremes can be very challenging to really do justice to. Really, it's so. It's it's it might seem like it's comparatively easier to write something that's very angelic because it's probably going to be diatonic and very tonal, within a major key, and also major harmony and stuff. But so it's all about the beauty of the melody. It's all about how beautiful it is, and if it sounds like something that it's very easy for this kind of music to sound like something that's already been written, or it's just not a strong enough melody, Of course, with the dark stuff, again, it's hard to come up with the melody. It's extremely dark. It's very easy. It's easier to write stuff in snippets, not through composed melodies as much. Anyway, so that's going on, and this suite of music is probably about so writing all this stuff. There's a lot of different parts to this. Basically, it's like a fantasy video game suite of music, and each movement is like a different level in a video game. And so there's like, a ton of different stuff in it. It's, a lot of stuff that you could probably guess at. Uh, there's a movement that's about deciduous forest type environments when it's castle, old fashioned European castle, cobblestone, or stone castle, or whatever. And then you have like, evergreen forests and marshy, swampy witch areas and caves, um, runic caves and stuff, and some pretty areas are kind of flowery and stuff. Dragon area toward the end of the sort of the scarier one of the last movements, and of course the demonic area, and the angelic area. That's the kind of the the victorious place that you are at. When you're writing music like this, and it's just the music standing on its own, a lot of folks are wondering, well, what about the storyline? You can kind of the music leaves room for I think the listener to make up their own storyline, so to speak, which is so it leaves it up to the imagination, which is I think very nice. There's a general outline, you can kind of guess what might be happening to the main character, but anyway, aside from all this stuff, what else should I mention? I just love composing, man. I think I've made better use of time during the COVID-19 stuff going on. I think it's been better. But I have certain trains of thought that I think I'm gonna touch on a little bit later. Just again, I just hope that kids, I don't know, just all these expensive repairs, that my parents have to do. Anyway, if you guys leave any thoughts and comments below, I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.